that was created by a master. So there you go, right? You're welcome. All right, see, I'm educated, right? Hey. No, that's what it really is. It's a master artist that made art. That's all, right? I know that sounds like painfully simple. What is it? How do you become a master artist? Well, there's no council that like knights you with a sword. That would be really cool if they did, but there isn't. So basically what it is, any master artists are the artists that are in all the museums in the world. They're in every art history book in existence. They've had books written about their entire lives. They have works of art that have sold not for hundreds of thousands or millions or tens of millions. They probably sold in the hundreds of millions of dollars, right? And they're household names, right? Most of you hear a name like Andy Warhol or Pablo Picasso or Salvador Dali or any of that, you're like, yeah, of course I know those names, right? We've all heard of these people. So those are the masters. Now, I tend to recommend first that people collect what they like. I had someone last weekend that told me their favorite work of art they've ever seen in their life was Dogs at Poker, and it was on velvet. And I told him, as long as you flick on the black light and it glows, then it's one of the good ones. And they went, yeah. It's okay, right? If that's your favorite thing, that's what you do, dude. Like, knock yourself out. First, you gotta collect what you like. Second thing is this, I tend to recommend the masters for about a dozen reasons. I'll give you a couple of them right now. Number one, it's a safe bet. When I say it's a safe bet, what are the chances that in 50 years, every museum in the world will start throwing all the Picassos away? They're like, put it in the dumpster, we don't want these anymore. Like, what are the odds of that happening? Zero, right? It's never gonna happen. What are the chances that in 200 years, all the historians look back and go, yeah, Leonardo da Vinci, not really that good. Why don't we just erase him from history? We should do that. What are the chances that's gonna happen? Zero, right? Literally for the rest of all of human history until the sun explodes, these artists will all be considered some of the finest artists who've ever lived. That's carved in stone. So you don't ever have to worry about, will this artist make it big? Like, is this gonna be something that'll be a family heirloom? Is this something am I gonna own the best? No, it's done. If it's a master, it's done, right? So that's one interesting thing. For every one of the masters, the demand for their art will forever be increasing. They go up in value, they go up in desirability, they go up in rareness, they go up in how beloved they are, right? Those are things that will forever increase. Now here's the funny thing on the flip side, and sometimes people haven't quite realized this yet, but art isn't like most luxury good items. They're never gonna make another one. Like, I have to bring that up, but sometimes people go, well, what do you mean, Jay? Well, are Rolexes rare? I get people that tell me all the time, like, Rolexes are extremely rare. There aren't very many of them. I love Rolexes, I have one, they're great. How many of you think Rolexes are really, really rare? Nobody knows, nobody wants to answer me right now. They're like, I don't know what I should do. That's okay. Do you know how many Rolexes are made every 24 hours worldwide? I had someone last week say 5, and I said, you're cute. They make, in the factory, 2,400 Rolexes are made every 24 hours. They make about 1 million of them a year every year. Is that like incredibly rare? Probably not. I have a Rembrandt in the back of the room. Do you know how many total exist on planet Earth? Estimates are 75. 75 for humanity to share. And by the way, the world's greatest expert on Rembrandt said the absolute maximum that could possibly exist is 125. Is that rare? That's pretty rare, right? And here's the other thing that's crazy about it. While the demand and the supply is constantly increasing, what happens to the supply? It's decreasing. I've been trying to get Rembrandt on the phone for months to make some more art for us. He won't pick up. Rude, right? He ain't gonna do it. He's sitting in his studio going, the dude abides. Like, he has no desire whatsoever to be making art for us. But there you have it. So when you think about it for a minute, the supply is decreasing. Every 50 or 100 or 200 years, one will be lost or destroyed, right? How many world wars, famines, floods, fires? The supply is going down on those. It will never increase, ever. So when you think about owning a master work, you never need to worry about it. It's a safe bet. They will always be important historically. They will always be valuable and desired and sought after and talked about. So that's pretty awesome, right? Never gonna make another one. Now, when I talk about a limited opportunity, there are 2 collectors I want to briefly mention, then I want to show you some really cool stuff. It's all about availability. Sometimes people come to me and they say, like, what do you mean about availability, right? I have collectors. This has happened to me. It happened to me 2 weekends ago or 3 weekends ago. I was in Half Moon Bay in San Francisco. A woman came up, she had her phone, she said, I took a photograph of an Anatole Metlan oil painting on canvas of a lady dancing. I saw it on a ship 5 years ago. I've decided I'm ready. Can you go ahead and put it up for me? And I said, well, it's sold. I'm sorry to tell you. It's certainly 5 years, it's unquestionably sold. Like 5 months, probably sold. 5 years, and she's like, I don't understand, go get it. I said, no, you don't understand, it's gone. Like, you'll never have, that'll never appear ever again for the rest of your life. And she was in tears. She's like, what do you, I can't just wait? I said, no, it's sold. There's only one of them in existence. It's long gone. You'll never see it again for the rest of your life. It's not possible. She was all upset. And I'm like, I don't know what, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. We have two collectors I just want to highlight. We have one, whenever we do it, well, not every time, but often when we do an auction in Seattle, there's a young lady, and I was there one of her first times that she came. She actually sat in the front row. She's from Hong Kong. Her family's from Hong Kong. She lives in Vancouver. She drives down to Seattle, and she sits in the front row. And the first time she came, she went to the auctioneer, and she said, is there a limit to how many works of art I'm allowed to buy today? And we went, where's the camera? Someone's pulling a prank on me, right? No, you can get whatever you like. She, oh, thank you very much, thank you. Went and sat down. Anything that I put up on stage by Rembrandt or Pablo Picasso, she did what's called bid to buys. Anybody know what bid to buy is? Bid to buy means basically the auctioneer opens the bid, your bid card goes up, and you just go like this. Your hand does not go down, no matter what happens in the room, until the auctioneer gavel falls. She didn't care what the money was. Didn't care, right? Because you can always make more money. You can't make more Picassos, no matter how hard you try, right? So it's real funny. She bought everything in the room. Every single one. Didn't matter. Didn't care. And at the end, she came up and said, thank you so much. We had collectors that were furious with us. You have no idea. They came up and we had one person tear their bid card in half, throw it on the ground. How dare you allow this to happen? You know, can't you do? I said, what do you want me to do? Bid more. Like, I mean, come on. Like, at some point, it's an auction. We have to stand back and go, who wants it the most, right? And because she knew she might never see those works of art again. In fact, probably would never see them again. Here's the other collector. Who here's been to a telecast? This is kind of fun. You've been to telecast before, online auctions with us? Okay. There's an auction, there's a collector, I'm not gonna say her full name, but it starts with a K. Remember that? Yeah, there's already 10 of you that are going, oh boy. Her very first telecast, she was with me, and in 48 hours, she spent $1.3 million. And she went, wow, that's fun. And in the course of the next 3 or 4 weeks, she spent $11.1 million. And it was funny, because any masterwork that we put up by any artist, she just bought. And she would do challenge bids that were like way above, right? And if you don't know what a challenge bid is, we'll talk about it tonight. But yeah, literally bought everything. And people were furious. And I'm like, well, what do you expect, right? They're never gonna make another one of these. It's one of the greatest commodities on the planet, like when you think about it, right? It's the ultimate badge of taste, class, and culture is a masterwork. And she knew that. So I just want to be clear, you may never see these again. For a lot of us in the room, this will be a one-time thing, maybe one other time, right? This piece of paper that I'm touching right now is about 500 years old. It's considered one of the 10 greatest graphic works ever made by this artist. This is from the Renaissance, by the way. When I say the Renaissance, this isn't like a copy of a Renaissance work, and it's not like he did this 5 years ago, but he was influenced by a Renaissance artist. This is called The Sea Monster, and it's actually completely encased in here. So I'm gonna try my best to get the cover off. We're having a good day. It's a good day. Here we go. Come on.
Almost lost another one.
All part of the show.